sufficient. They may use some of them. They are not required to use all of them, but I think it's a very sufficient documents for
Okay.
preparation.
Okay.
Okay.
Great job. Thank you so much, Elaine. Good job. I know it's
Thank
not
you.
easy, especially with your work and family and everything else. Okay, Benita, you're on stage.
All right. I feel like I might have overdone the assignment. So,
No, you can't overdone it.
yeah, okay. So I kind of went ahead and just redid both the reports. I kind of removed a few questions here and there, and this is the recommendation that I give. I want to review this with everyone. This is specifically something that I added. What kind of like a visit should it be? Like focused on new member growth, new building, and because there was a lot of motivational talk and club contest. Why would an RA go and attend like a club contest? Questions like that on my head. So I wanted to like probably mention saying, yeah, while you do a lot of things, just make sure they're all aligned to district mission. So I
Right.
added that one line. There were several fields. So I put like a lot of these fields on one single answer, which will just be give me events of, give us the details of the event that you attended. And like just all of those small questions. One thing that I added was contribution to the district goals, and if they have any specific information that they'd like to share to world headquarters. I kind of made that
Okay.
like same irrespective of what. Again, I feel like we should just remove everything which is non-specific to district mission.
District visit.
Yeah, no, district mission
It's the mission,
on
yeah.
just so that you're not hinting at, hey, it's okay to attend a club meeting. There were like questions about, club meeting and contest and things like that. So I thought like maybe on those lines, again, this was the survey report. I went ahead and I redid this whole report.
Good.
Specific changes that I made is the duration. There was a date of the visit, but this is comprehensive, so many days. So I put duration there. And then I changed this part into saying 3 specific categories, the one about training, marketing, and goal planning. And so all the questions are just aligned to these 3 buckets.
Okay.
So I kind of redid the questions on training, redid the questions on marketing efforts. I left them mostly where, but we didn't even capture what was the organization that they visited. So I kind of added
Right.
that one.
No,
And
that's good
then,
because my visit, I did 3 of them back to back. So this is great.
so this one was one, and just like the final assessment of this. And then with the goal planning, it's really just about, the district success plan. That's something that we do. So one question on that, and just whether they will be distinguished or not, any innovative. I've left all of these as it is.
Mhm.
And then I added, okay, I don't know, some formatting issue. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, I don't know why there's so much space. I added one question on, were you able to manage the expenses from the budget allocated? Just so that we know if there was like a difference, like a reason for the variance and things like that. So something from a budget perspective, just to know if you knew what you were, asking for from world headquarters.
Right.
And then concerns and this thing and similar. How do you think the district benefited from your visit? Kind of like open-ended questions so that the RA has more opportunity to share this.
Good.
So yeah,
I like it. So have you
Nice.
moved this over to the team folder yet?
nope. Wanted to
Okay.
review this. And actually, I had one thing, especially on this one.
Okay.
While I did put 3 brackets here, in my term as an RA, and that's why I wanted to discuss with the bigger group, I also went and met struggling clubs. Meaning I went and spoke to stakeholders of, a club that was going to shut down and, revive the club in the sort that got the corporate HR people involved to actually go on to support us. And so where do these things come under? I was not quite sure because the marketing one looks like new clubs only. So what about struggling clubs? So I just wanted to check with you, should there be like some place where we collect this information as well?
I think that would be because I did the same thing, right? Most of my visits, I was meeting with struggling clubs. So would that be a section under like club building or club excellence or something like that,
Okay,
right?
since I had only three brackets, like everything that I thought like would come under district operations. Those were just retention strategies, I thought, like
What
retaining.
if you change that number 2 from marketing efforts to marketing and club building?
Okay, how about
And
I
that
put just improvising what you mentioned, club building and club rebuilding. What do you think about rebuilding? Because rebuilding is where all these does this sound too big? Like what do you think? Are you seeing what
Oh,
I'm doing? I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm seeing that. My thought is that club building falls into 2 categories. And so it is building new clubs, but also building existing clubs or rebuilding. I'm not sure we have to say rebuilding. But unless you want to say club building instead of marketing. How was it framed originally?
It just
I
said
don't
marketing. There was
just said
no
marketing?
yeah, and there was no provision to, let me show you the old one. Hang on. This is the old one. It just talked about marketing visit. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
Yeah.
And I thought it was important to
Can you hear us now, Aileen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
finally.
okay.
Yeah, so that marketing on those questions are basically focused on the external activities, right? Marketing is building new clubs.
Yeah, it's all
But there's not,
external.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking that there's a way to, instead of creating a whole new section and adding to the length of that form, if there's just a title where you could talk about maybe it says building or new club building and revitalizing existing clubs or something like that. But once again, keeping it short. Yeah.
So I was thinking, and I'm just like putting this loud out there. And because this is still a part of district operations or something, I was thinking, describe how the district leaders, we could just have one question on.
Okay. Yeah, we could. Yeah, you could do a question instead of a category. That's good. Yeah,
That's good.
because I think you do want the RAs commenting on activities to revitalize, whatever you want to call it. And so maybe having a question that they should answer would be a good place, a good way to go about it.
And then right. That way they can put in how involved were
Well,
they.
and the other thing too is although it's not a prominent thing, part of our duties is to participate in celebrations and awards, but that would be under district operations too, where it would be any other activities that you participated in, right? So yeah.
Right. So yeah,
because I mean, we are asking about innovative programs on club building and retention. So it could just be another question saying, did you visit a club to, help with revitalization or rebuilding or one of those kind of questions?
But I mean, I think that question right there, what innovative programs or systems are they using to support the efforts of membership building, right? Yeah. And then it could be, I mean, you could even say club building and member retention, and you wouldn't have to say membership building. Yeah. No, that's right, because that's 3 activities. No, that makes sense.
Okay, so a question around this, I'll just add up like a question here. So that if someone's gone to visit a struggling club, Again, I have to look at like verbiage on what was used for struggling clubs across, the governing documents or something like that.
Right.
Like club sports program is where I will go and attack for just search of good quality words to use.
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah,
that's one thing I did is when the district doesn't have anything busy for me to do, I go visit clubs. So that's a good section.
Well,
I can add comments there.
just a quick comment grammatically on that question. You're talking about, if you want to go back to that one. Okay, see where it says support efforts towards membership building, club building, and retention. So I would move club building first, and then you can say membership building and retention because those are connected. And club build, or are we talking club retention? Are you talking about member retention?
it could be either, so it was just retention right there.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now I understand what your what your
This is the
intent
part
was. Yeah.
this is the part which is still aligned to goal planning. Like, so when you sit down and discuss the district success plan with the district leaders, do you believe that they'll be distinguished? So what are their initiatives? So this is where we talk about some specific campaign or something that's working towards these three categories. And then I don't know where to include this struggling club bit actually. But I thought like this might be like a good place to include.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think the changes you made help the RA to kind of crystallize in their mind going into the visit. Okay, this is what I'm going to be answering. So let's make sure we cover these areas.
Points, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you looked at the after report before you actually went, you know what's expected of you.
Yep.
Right.
No. Yep.
Love it.
So let me just make that one change,
Sure.
and then I will send this out onto the thing.
Okay. Sounds good. Great. Okay. So I'm going to move over. I'm going to take over sharing and put up the PowerPoint. And as you see, I cleaned up all that stuff with the screens. It's nice, pretty white now. And not as fancy as what Amy did for the transition, but I cleaned it up. And I tried to change the footer to a current one, but it wouldn't cooperate with me. I might have to contact that. Also, I left the comments in there for us, but we can change that. So, and then also, how's this look? A region advisor program. Should I leave that in or switch the titles to district visit?
Yeah, I think you should put district visits, right? Because it is a RA call.
Yeah. It's looking
that-
at they're all region advisors.
Yeah. So I might switch the title and subtitle.
Yeah.
Right? District visit webinar, the title, and you could even put just region advisor program or whatever.
Part of
Yeah.
the transition committee or something like that, right? Like it's still a part of the transition program.
Yes.
So maybe that, but like nice and bold on district visits for sure.
Okay. Okay. And then I went, come on, show. I went alphabetical order. I'm very cognizant about, who's in order. So I didn't want all men and then women, but this is the alphabetical order of our names. So that's why it went that way. And do you like your pictures? Is your pictures okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Very good.
Okay. Okay. Just checking. And then the purpose of the district visit, and then go into the detail. And I'm trying to eliminate some of the slides, I eliminated 10 slides of the ones we didn't need per our discussion, but there's the purpose. And then go right into before the district visit.
Mhm.
And then I left the wording in because we're going to decide who's going to do what in this meeting. And then we'll work on, what do you want in your slides? So I left the verbiage in there on purpose. And it's not bad. So time frame for the visit. RE materials, determine what your outcome will be. Pre-visit meeting. And then I added in the checklist, spreadsheet of when you go there day by day, what is the district going to do for you? And of course, this is all in the resources at the bottom of the PowerPoint too. And then during the visit, I left the pictures in there. We're going to decide who's going to do what, and then replace the pictures. That kind of gives you ideas, and then the structure of the frame is good. That way you can easily replace the pictures. And then the wording, the verbiage of.
Yeah, we still have to remove the communication plan. We
Okay.
no longer do that.
Okay. Okay, good. I'll remove that. And then the types of visits, and so it's virtual or corporate or different types of training opportunities. And then I left that in there, but we can change this, the comprehensive visit.
Jabulo just went all out on his photos.
He did. We're not done yet. Got more. Add more. Add more.
Anything which is not corporate summit, debrief, hybrid COT. Can you just go back to the earlier ones? I just want to make sure that we're not putting anything contest related or something which is not really
right
helping.
I'll go back to the top. I was going through all his pictures.
No, I saw the first two slides. They were all just training. I saw those. I just wanted, yeah, this is good.
Okay.
There's a photo for a post debrief session. There's a pre-debrief. Oh my God, they've really gone all out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. So, and then,
yeah.
Okay, we gotta back that up a little bit. We're gonna take PRM out of there.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll be honest in telling you, I know Chuck told me last time, I never looked at their market analysis plan at all. The whole year for all 7 districts. I didn't even know that I was supposed to, so I really didn't check that at all with any of the districts.
Yeah. I think that's kind of, well, I spent a lot of time with the club growth directors going over them because they, and that's another whole thing. I don't know where that fits in the program, but that's not our purview. But that market analysis plan is confusing because the instructions are very vague in it. Anyway, that's a whole different. That doesn't have to do with us.
You put this as conduct during the district visit, attend trio meeting, meet with the trio. I don't know. Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you're right, Vinitha. Maybe George, meet with the district trio.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't think we should put write thank you notes and all as an example. Sorry, but it's just like a personal habit of what you do, right? Like recognize, especially the thank you note. I think we should spend a little more time on writing the examples of what you could do than how you do it. Like how you appreciate them and all should not be a part of it's my personal opinion. I'm just saying.
No, but isn't that part of recognizing and celebrating, right? I mean, it could be just a little note from you saying, hey, as a whatever. Yeah, I don't know that. No, I'm just saying it doesn't, I agree with you. That doesn't necessarily have to be there because it could, I mean, that's just etiquette that we could talk it. It doesn't have to be on the slide, and you can have part of your verbal presentation, right?
That's exactly what I had in mind.
Okay.
Because each of us might have a different way of expressing our thanks. Like you talked about it with Katie, right? Maybe just a little gift or something, and that would be. But you don't have to have that on a slide. You can just talk about it.
Right. And then at the after visit, then I did anyway, thank you notes.
Yeah,
to the
that
trio.
works. Yeah, exactly.
I think probably we may leave thank you notes here and it ups to the region advisors to choose their way. It's just a little reminder.
Mhm. Just one
Right.
minute, please.
Right. Okay. And oops, sorry, going too fast. So after visit, submit your reports within 30 days. There it is. Send a thank you notes.
There it is right there. Yep. So we didn't
Yeah.
need to be, yeah.
And then I left the group chat in there, just the slide. We're gonna talk about, when we're gonna do whole room discussions. As Vinitha says, how can we have a homeroom discussion when they don't know what they don't know yet?
Right. Chat. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll
Justin.
decide. I just left it in there, but we can take this out. And then there's the resources. Oops, sorry about that. Then we get to Curtis's one pager, and we can change it. Whoever is going to do the resources, they can put theirs in of their one pager profile. And then there's Elaine's progress or the request form. And there's the checklist again, but these are all resources. And we may take it out if we don't want to repeat stuff that we already talked about earlier in the PowerPoint.
Well, as just a reminder of the resources available, because in some of the other PowerPoints, the pictures of the resources were really small. But I think
Right.
having larger pictures at the end and reminding them here are what's available to you, I think that's beneficial.
And then
Agree.
this one I left in, but I wasn't sure if I need to check to see even that folder is in there. The travel insurance folder is in there.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. They were going to include that or update
Okay.
that, but I
Okay.
don't know if it's there. Let me just check while you're looking at.
Okay. Because this one's 2024.
Yeah, let me just check quickly. Of course, Teams doesn't want to open right now. Come on. There we go. District visit folder. Where are we?
Okay.
Hmm.
And then this one, they pop up. I'll show you. I'm going to do the slides. Okay. So this with the slide while you're checking, Chuck, is this pops up. We talked about this relationship building. Everything is key toward relationships, purpose, before, after, during, and then after in our summary. And then Q&A. And then thank you, everybody. And then what's next? That's it.
District growth, district welcome. Where the heck's the district visits? Oh, I gotta go. Let me just 26, 27. That's why I want to get in there.
Oh,
There we
right.
go.
Yeah, I made that mistake too.
I think
No,
the structure is very clear
Okay, good.
before, during, and after,
Good.
like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so my question is to all of you, because I'll do whatever, what would you like to do? And, Vinitha, Elaine, what section would you like to? I'm picturing it that we do, well, of course, the introduction, and then before the visit, during the visit, it's pretty simple. Then after the visit, and then purpose is another one, or sources, resources. And so maybe have one of each of us cover each of those sections.
I watched the recording of last year. I think they were doing it very simply by dividing it by before, during, and after. I
Right.
think we can do that, right?
Right. Correct. So,
Mhm.
what is your preference? What would you like to do? What section would you like to cover, Elaine?
Uh, I think I'm good with anyone, but I think I look into the checklist and
Yeah.
request. So I may do the if it's okay for you guys, I may do the before visit.
Okay,
Mhm.
sure. And then
Yeah, and
go ahead, Chuck.
there's nothing on the insurance in the
Yeah,
folder.
yeah. Okay. So
And
I'll
but
raise
you
it.
know, we can reach out to Katie and say here that because we did talk about the insurance. Is there going to be an insurance document that we can refer to, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll raise that with Katie. Okay, Chuck, what would you like to, I think
Well,
beneath?
I can be the Zoom master and manipulate the slides. All right,
Okay.
if you want, I can advance the slides unless we want to advance our own. But I just what I saw yesterday with having one person advance the slides based on your comments and a trigger cue that says when I say this, go to the next slide, right? So I can do that and monitor the chat and just encourage any questions or whatever and doing that because I did the handbook section and that's published, right? So I mean I
Right.
can talk briefly about most of we can introduce the fact that there is a whole section in the handbook and I can talk about that if there's a place in the presentation for that. Maybe I cover the resources at the end too.
Okay. Sounds good. Vinitha back yet?
Not quite yet.
So, yeah. So, Lane, you do the pre-visit. And just wanted to
Um,
see if what Vinitha wanted to do the during visit or after visit.
and then Sapna can do um, one of them, and then you can be like the facilitator back and forth or whatever.
Okay, I can.
You can do the transitions,
Last
but
last year's presentation, I think one person is doing the beginning and the purpose thing, which is the one who is making every session together.
Right.
so I think that would be
Right.
George, right? George, because he's the committee chair, and like just like Curtis yesterday. Curtis was the committee chair. He acted as a Toastmaster. He facilitated. He did the transitions. He kept, and I think that's your role, George, right? As the
Okay.
committee chair.
Okay. Sounds good.
And lead us off and talk about purpose and you can also interject between segments your stories to just tie things together and just make it smooth that way.
Right. Sounds
I
good.
agree with what you said earlier, and I think it was before Vanitha maybe arrived. I loved yesterday's format, but it was too scripted for me,
Mhm.
right, and
Too
um,
scripted.
well, yeah, because they were reading scripts, and I understand wanting to have structure and get your points across, but I think we have to have more personal stories in there, right? What are our experiences in the
Right.
various segments? I'll give you an example. Like we were talking earlier, I submitted individual requests and some others like Vanitha, you just appended each request and like, why didn't I not think of that? Right?
Right.
Why am I submitting? So just little details like that, from our own experience, I think that's kind of what was missing yesterday. I mean, Dan did a little bit of that. Karen did a little bit, but it was too boom, 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 do this, do that, do the other
Like
thing. And
professional, like a
yeah,
webinar that I TI World
Right.
Headquarters. Really,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just like, relax, tell our experience because that's what the RAs are going to want. They want to know what did you experience on the ground or how did you put all of this together? And I just think that's helpful.
And
Oh, I
this is
like that.
and the whole purpose
Because
of this,
yeah,
and then
because
the whole purpose.
after joining yesterday's session, I feel like I'm very a lot of pressure.
Yeah. No.
They're
No.
so well prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
No.
put our own stamp on it,
Yeah.
right?
And the district
Good.
visit is all about relationship, as Chuck said in the last meeting too. That's why we do this, is because we could do it over the phone, we could do it virtually, but being there in person, shaking hands means so much. Giving the hugs, just those little things that mean a lot, or handing gifts to people. Is that, yeah, validation. Okay, Benita, you're back. So
Yeah.
you missed out. Elaine, it's gone now again. Elaine volunteered to be the she wants to do the before visit.
Just 1 minute, 1 minute. Andrea, I'm on another call. I'm sorry, but you'll have to find a manager in mission control, please. Sonam or Anika will help you.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye. Sorry about
No,
that.
no, work comes first.
Yes.
So Elaine wants to do the
Directed
before.
them to another manager. Sorry, yes.
Elaine wants to do the before visit. Would you like to do it during or after visit?
I could do.
You seem to lighten up when you were talking about the during the visit.
No, I thought like after because I'm also on the reports, right? So
Okay.
maybe after. But again, I'd actually like the before too.
You could
Okay.
fight with Elaine about it.
No. I don't want to. That's okay. Like any bit is fine.
Well, and then there's a lot to do with pre-visit too. So maybe both of you can do it. And then have Sapna do during the visit, and then I can cover more of the after visit, which leads into the documents where Chuck maybe could pick that up. The resources, I mean, always
Right.
call
Yeah.
them. How's that
Yeah,
sound?
and I'll facilitate by running the slide deck and monitoring the chat. Unless
Because
you, because
go
I'm
ahead.
just wondering, would it's going to be smoother if one person runs the slides, but I mean, if you all want to run your own sections from your own
Oh no,
computer, it's fine. But I just think it's easier.
No,
Yeah,
one
and
person.
then, like I said, we don't want a real script. It's got to be semi-scripted, right? But more personal experiences, and if we just have cues, I'm going to say this, and that's a transition to the next slide, and then annotate the notes so I know when you say this, I'll click the next slide. Because one of the things that I noticed Amy did yesterday was really smooth, working from one slide to the next and the next. And, she put her stamp on the slides, and I might go in and just put some shadowing on the pictures and stuff in the slide deck just to give it a little depth or something like that, right? So, yeah.
So
okay.
one of the
If you don't mind, George, I can
No, I
make a
don't mind
little
at
bit
all.
of enhancements, right? Yeah.
And so,
agree.
yeah, just to change voices, maybe both you and Elaine can do the before visit,
Okay. Okay.
not to have one voice talking all the time.
Sure.
So maybe
There was
every other slide, maybe.
So one thing that we'll have to do is ping each of us in the group and ask Elaine on Teams because Elaine's not active on WhatsApp
Right.
to send photos from our own visits so that we can replace nebulous photos everywhere and make sure that we're still having one of each or, whatever kind of event that is. And you can pick, George's photo, Chuck's photo, and, like have everyone equally represented in that slide.
Sounds good. Yes.
Okay. So
Can do. And so,
Yeah.
and then I'll,
I
and then,
think we still have cues, George, on,
Yes.
for example, in my before, I'm going to be covering, discuss with the trio or append to the form or something like that, right? Like just some key things that I'm going to be covering should
Yes.
probably be there, is what I was thinking.
and then as you saw, I left the comments in there. I was hoping to show it, but they're still there at the bottom.
Yeah, you should not present for it. You should show us outside of a
That way
presentation.
you can see it, but the audience can't see it.
No,
Oh,
I'm
well.
saying for us to discuss now.
Yeah.
I can't read the notes myself.
Okay.
So yeah, George, yeah, it's okay. I was going to say the slide deck's available in the folder anyway, so we can see what the
Right.
notes say, and right, and
Right.
then once again having one source of truth, so that once you make your edits, I think the edits need to go to George or somebody. There has to be a way for us to bring it all together. So unlike other, like for example, Google, I love to use Google Slides because you can annotate in real time and more than one person can. But PowerPoint, whatever we figure out how best to get everything together.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm open to either way. So,
Okay.
okay. And so I'll have you and Elaine do before. I'll ask Sapna if she wants to do the middle or after, and then I'll do the other.
Well, and I think she wants, Vinitha, do you want to talk about that? You're going to want to talk about that visit report at the after, right? Because you created that. Do you want to talk about that also towards the end? Because when we go to after the visit, submitting the report, or
Yeah, I could talk specifically about the two reports, but I thought that's what George was going to cover.
Oh, no. No,
After the
I'm
report.
good. So, yeah.
Okay.
so George will like and we're going to rehearse this obviously, but George said like as the
Guru.
chair of the committee, he'll talk about purpose of district visits and kind of set the stage and then go before, during, after, right? Yeah. And if if you need me to chime in at various sections during the visit or I'm happy, or after the visit, I'm happy to do it, depending on what Sapna's comfortable with, right? So
Right. Right.
Also, just one thing that we talked about, the relationship building, that should be like at the core. So maybe George at the end can just talk about, irrespective of whatever phase this is, ensure that the relationship that you build with stakeholders and district officers, all of that, I think like just like a key message on it's very important to build these.
Right. No, it sounds
Yeah.
good. And so maybe, you bring up a good point, Chuck, is maybe both Vinitha and Elaine both do before and after. And maybe have Sapna do the during the visit. Or
Yeah,
I can do it
that-
during the visit. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, like I said, we want to include her in Sapna and see what she's comfortable with, and I'll fill in wherever, doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Sounds good. So that's the structure. So
We
well,
had a discussion about questions at the end. Did we have?
right. Yes.
Yeah, or personal, like, what if situations or something. We discussed a what if.
Yes. Exactly.
I think we could just
Oh.
go round robin and each of us share like a what if.
Right. Yeah. There's here. Okay. Right there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and
this
I
one.
think what we might want to just when we were doing our rehearsal is just kind of anticipate what kind of questions we might have and who would be. Okay, so if it's a question on, the visit form, Benita will answer it. If it's a question on the request, Elaine will answer it, right? So just knowing the areas that we're going to cover, so that we don't appear one person answering all the questions, or we appear like, okay, well, we don't want to say, okay, George, I think what you should answer that, right? So we'll plan ahead of time. If it's this category, this person answers the question, right?
I think the guru can just tell, like, hey, would you like to answer this? And then let George just decide who's going to answer at that point, and
right.
then look like a nicely moderated, small panel kind of or something, depending
Right.
on the what if.
Yep, that works.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sounds good. Okay. Great. So
I'm gonna stay back